Good, you guys? Know it's been a minute. Um, I just want to give y'all some three quick things that this coronavirus shit has really kind of brought to the surface and what I really think about, right? So I'm good. I disinfected my entire room. I've been in my room for quite a while. My birthday coming up tomorrow, and I'm finna spend it in the house because I'm not trying to get sick. So, but first things first, though, you guys. Based off the news and based off a lot of other stuff out there, there's a lot of fear on what's happening. But here are the numbers, right? There is a website that you can go to that shows all of the recorded and documented cases of people who have the coronavirus, right? So it's about 120 plus thousand people who have it or who have been diagnosed with it officially. So get this, about 5,000 people have died from it and about 66,000 have recovered from it. Once again, let me say 120,000 plus people have been infected with it. 66,000 people have recovered from it. Only 4,000 people have died from it. So what that means is out of the 122,000, let's say about 4 to 5,000 people have died from it. That's only about 4%, 5% of the entire, case. So it has a 5% mortality rate. And then let's dig into those numbers even further, right? Mostly affecting people who have an immunodeficiency, who are susceptible to immunodeficient coronavirus viruses and diseases, and the elderly, right? But fuck all that shit, right? So what this is really talking about is how serious something like this can happen. You see how everybody is really, they went into a rush and they just destroyed the markets. Like if you go to your local Price Chopper, Kroger, wherever the hell you're at right now, Walmart, shit, I heard that at Walmart, they're having a line of people. They literally have a line. Like you have to wait and they're letting in a certain amount of people. In Dallas, Texas right now, they told us that you can't group in gatherings no bigger than 10 people is what they should avoid doing. Should not be anywhere no more than 10 people. Tonight at midnight, they're shutting down all the bars, the gyms, yada, yada, yada. But anyways, I wanted to talk about three things that this is really kind of brought to the forefront that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. And I don't think people are even thinking about right now, right? So, first is preparedness. Okay, so many people came in and just destroyed, bought like 8 packs of toilet paper and 20 boxes of frozen pizzas, and just ridiculous. And you know what this is? First off, we're gonna go to it's a lack of planning, right? So you wouldn't have to go to the store to buy this or in like ungodly amounts of anything if you were prepared already, right? And what are you prepared for? Why aren't you prepared? That's the first question. Well, for the first off, we don't really have much threatening us. We live in America. We got things seemingly good. The only threat that we really have is ourselves and maybe other people around us. But if you're blessed to live in a good neighborhood, a decent neighborhood, you don't have to worry about that shit. Or, honestly, each other. We're the only people that really mess with each other. Not no survival type shit. We're kicked into survival mode. So it's like we're not really prepared for this. Now let's say to somebody, your dad is the one who brings the most food out. He's the one that's going out to go get the food. He buys, he cooks. And let's say your dad or the head of the house, or you're the head of the house and you do most of the stuff. Let's say you go down. Who's going to help you out, right? Who's going to pick up from there? Does your family have a structure? Do the kids know what their role is to do in this? Do the kids even know how to do anything like that? Does your wife know how to do anything about that? Do you know what to do if someone were to get sick? Are you prepared for it? Not a lot of people are, right? This is reaction versus proaction. You need to be proactive, not reactive. Proactive is being prepared for something before it happens, right? So right now, I'm good. I got nothing but books, and that's really what I'm about to spend most of my time doing. While I'm waiting, I'm thankfully collecting money. Right now, I don't have to go to work at all, right? I'm getting a check. I'm good to go for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But, for other people out there, like, this is scary. This could be very scary for some people, One person getting sick can destroy the entire house, you know what I'm saying? Now, once again, it's a 5% mortality rate, but we're thinking about what if this was a much more serious case? Somebody brought to me, my mom, she was like, what if this is the serious case that initiates a domino effect of other worse, higher caliber, more intense, like pandemics and blanket crisis events that blanket the entire, community, world. What if it's worse than this and more people are dying? It's a 10% mortality rate. You got to be prepared for these types of things. I think it's going to take a while for the economy and everything to, stabilize and whatnot. But the way that things are looking is that it's going to get worse before it gets better. But what this really means is that, you know how we talk about, oh, you got the cold, or, oh, he's just got a stuffy nose. Yeah, he's got bronchitis. Yeah, you got a common cold. This is going to be another word in our vocabulary and just another virus in our consciousness. I think most of people in the world are going to get it, right? You're not going to die from it, but it's going to be another thing. Flu kills more people than coronavirus has. It's just that coronavirus is extremely contagious. You're gonna get it at some point, right? So you just gotta be prepared for it. Second, longevity. What is your end game? Because some people have businesses right now. Some people they own restaurants right now. I know I have some friends I have a friend whose dad owns, actually the mom and dad own restaurants, and they're suffering. No money's coming in right now. Nobody wants to go out to go eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you want to talk about, you want to build a business, and that's good, that's great, but we got to have something that's sustainable. What this is really showing is that nothing is really set in stone. So what can you really do? You really need to have multiple streams of income. There are times when you should put all your eggs in one basket, but ultimately you really need to diversify yourself. It's good to be a master of one thing, but in times you should at least know something about other areas, right? When you become a master of one thing, they say it's better to be a master of one than to be a jack of all, right? If you take the journey, the 10,000 hours to master one thing, you can you develop what I call like athlete's vision or entrepreneur vision. And that's like that tunnel vision where you are just focused. It's you and the goal and you get it. When you become a master of something and you put those 10,000 hours in, you develop. It's like being able to set a mood. You can turn it on, that vision, right? And then you can go into another stream of things. But it's just really crazy to see this type of stuff happening. What is your end game? Are you gonna continue to work for a job? What about the people who have to work at Kroger's or Walmart or stuff like that? They have to go out there. Their entire livelihood is dependent upon being in the public, right? That's kind of scary to me. In a situation like this, you know what I'm saying? You have to. So it's like, what are you really trying to set your life up for? What you need to think about these things, right? So, so this is really just a reality check at our mortality. Coronavirus doesn't give a fuck about your race. Doesn't give a fuck about if you're the president of the United States or a fucking homeless person on the streets. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. It could strike anybody. This is just a simple mortality, like a reality check to our mortality. Anybody can be susceptible to any of these things, no matter their class, their social status, no matter their weight, their height, their age and stuff like that. What does matter is what are you doing with the current place that you are in your life right now? You know what I'm saying? So, and then last is your social circle. Who can you really count on? Who's going to have your back when you and your family don't have anything out there? Think about this back into the times when you're in a tribe or something, or you're in the forest or some shit. It's a village. There's always greater safety in numbers than it is by yourself. We do live in this hyper-capitalistic society where it's typically one for all. No, all from like everyone's for themselves. But that is not a good way to do it. You see, with this type of situation, I mean, if you have the resources and stuff, it's cool. Go ahead and hoard it. You got all the good for you, right? But even if you do have that, there is sometime when all that reserves that you have are going to be depleted, and you're going to have to rely on other people who have leverage in certain things. This isn't good, And then not to mention, are the people in your circle right now aligned on the same path? or do you have interest in somebody who can actually help you in life? You know, I think about this off the times, like when it comes to, you know, my exes or any girls that I used to be involved with or anybody I think with. It's like, damn, you could spend 3, 4, 5 years with somebody, 10, 15 years, and when something really comes, like when push comes to shove, they won't give a fuck about what happens to you, you know, because, oh, you cheated on them, you know, oh, because you didn't pay that bill, oh, you guys never talked about this one thing or something, you know, he skipped that. Like, it's crazy how you can spend 3, 4, 5 years, however many years, you guys can tell each other you love each other and shit like that. But when something can really challenge your mortality and you can literally face judgment on either being alive or dead, those same people are not around. What the fuck is love? Right? What is your social circle? Who are the people around? Is your family even aligned with the right things? Right? Are they practicing safety? Or are they just going out licking every doorknob they come across? You know? Or are they like Rudy Gobert, who fucking, he licked every microphone in the fucking arena or some shit? That's stupid. You know? That's your family, but that's fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker is gonna get you sick. Put you on the chopping block for being cut early. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these are all these things that are coming up that I'm really, you know, everyone should think about this shit. So it's 3 things. How prepared are you? What are you prepared for? How can you continue to get prepared? Do you even know what to do if someone in your house gets the coronavirus? Right? Do you know where it affects? It affects your lower respiratory system, right? Did you know that shit? Who knows this stuff? You know, you gotta think about this stuff. Are you prepared? Right? 2, longevity. What's your end game? Are you always gonna work for a company who's gonna determine where you get your money at? Or are you going to build a business that is required, that you know, unfortunately, in this time right now, some people who have restaurant businesses or other businesses are failing because of the nature of it's like so many people gathering together, you know? It sucks. Social circle. That's the 3rd one. Do you have a tribe around you? Do you have a community that will look out for you? Will you look out for other people? You can't expect to get help if you won't help others as well, you know? Anyways, I just want to go leave that with y'all. Hope y'all staying safe. Wash your hands. Don't lick your toes and nothing like that, y'all. I'm out.